Now that's the ergonomic handle that I'm talking about, with the shape here. So we've got the ball or the sphere at the top, and then the grip section itself and the guard at the bottom. So that basically it allows you to vary your grip from different positions on the handle, and we'll go through that in detail in this video. The exercises I'm going to show you in this video are intended to maximise the way you handle Indian clubs during training, and they're a great way to warm up. Indian club swinging should always be very fluid. Efficient grip changes make this happen. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, if we look at the heart-shaped swing, starting from the starting position, Y position, there are two grips that you should be using in the heart-shaped swing, whether it's single-handed or two-handed. So from here, so there are three grips I'm going to go through in this video. Basically, we're going to talk about the hammer grip, the Sabre grip, and the ring grip, which is like this. Now before we start on that, I want to talk about the third finger. So that's the ring finger, this one here. The third finger position on the club should be on the ball, on the crease of where the grip is and where the ball starts. Always there. And if you have a quick look, from there, from the hammer grip, if I drop the club into the Sabre grip, the third finger stays there, but the other fingers change position. So if we do that from this side also, hammer grip, Sabre grip, you can see that the other fingers follow the path of the club down. The only grip that doesn't really use the third finger, but to a degree, is the ring grip. So if I go into the ring grip with the hand, so my palm up, the only time that you use the third finger on the ring grip is for leverage. So if I lever with my thumb, and then the third finger comes up and pulls the club over. So that's the third. You can see my hand opening and closing. Pull, pull, pull. Now, the third finger is used in everyday life to pick up different objects like cutlery, chopsticks, computer mouse, scissors, golf clubs, cricket bat and ball, baseball bat and ball. The list is absolutely endless. And into that list we have to add the Indian club. Because one of the most important things about it is, if you think about it, the third finger, if I allow the club to swing, I can basically support the club in this position here, and then just with my finger, and the others are not, although they're bending, they're not actually doing anything to support the club. The third finger is pushing the ball of the club into the heel of my palm here. Very important. What I'd like to do now is to talk about the body positions that we need to look at for these exercises. And the first one basically is at ease, or the military at ease. Military at ease is basically standing with your legs slightly, the shoulder width apart, arms down by your sides. So in Indian club swinging terms, if I adopt that similar position, but I don't want my feet so far apart, I can have the clubs hanging down either side of me, and basically they're free. I can swing them backwards and forwards. The second position is the starting position, where the clubs are lifted to here, the forearms are level with the floor, elbows in close to the body. The third position that we're going to use today is the back position, which means that the elbows come up to here, high up, and the clubs hang behind. Let's just have a look at that from the side. Starting position, back position. From the back position, we can go up to the Y position. And we can also do that from the starting position. So from starting position, Y position, back position, Y position. From the side, Y position, starting position, back position. So we'll start off with exercise 1. In this exercise, basically, from the front first, if we stand with our clubs at our sides and then start moving them backwards and forwards. So this looks like this. Now what I want you to start thinking about is actually turning your hand. If you find that you turn your hand, the clubs will actually come up higher at the front. So they'll come up almost to the level position with the floor, parallel to the floor. Now we're working with the Sabre grip here, so our fingers are down the handle of the club, the third finger is holding the ball, and then we flick up on the third finger to the starting position. So let's just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up on the fifth, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From here, we're going to go push straight up to the Y position, and from the Y position, you've gone into the Sabre grip. Now we're going to let the clubs go on a straight arm to the front, swing through, bend your knees, hammer position, or starting position, hammer grip, starting position, Y position, swing through, hammer, Sabre, hammer, Sabre, hammer, Sabre.
Practice exercise number 1 in the follow along video number 1.
Exercise 2, explanation first. So we're now going to add to what we did in exercise 1. And again, I'll go from the side view because basically it will be easier to understand. So we'll swing up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hammer position, starting position. Now from here, we're going to maintain the grip and go over to the back, here. So elbows nice and high. The position of the elbows is roughly here. Okay? And the club should be hanging loose at the back. They shouldn't be touching. Now from here, you can experiment. And I'm going to turn around now so that you can see it. I can grab hold, my third finger is on the crease of the ball and that grip, and now I'm releasing it. My other fingers are on the front of the grip here. So upside down, they're here roughly. So if I turn my hand over, I'm gripping it here, so you can see the thickening of the handle is there, and I can close my grip here. The rest of the grip is very light. So, as we were before, starting position, back position. From the back position now you can arch your back slightly or extend your back, and then we're going to go up to the Y position, and we need to flick up to here. Swing through, hammer, ring position, just let go there for a second, flick up. Now the flick up is really important because the flick up should happen on the third finger. So there it is there, there's the flick up. So you're pushing with your thumb and forefinger, the club is here, and that's closing it. You see, that is doing that. So let's just do that section. So flick up. Flick up. Hammer to ring grip, and then third finger engage, flick up and through.
Practice exercise number 2 in the follow along video number 2.
Exercises 1 and 2 basically cover the standard types of grips. Now we're going to add in an extra element of difficulty here. Now what I'm talking about is that when you come up, sorry, I'll turn it this way, when you come up from here, from the swing, rather than going straight into the starting position with the hammer grip, you're going to do a roll into that position. So that roll slowly is this. Now what happens here, it goes from the sabre into the ring grip, into the body, elbow in, palm up, fingers pull, hammer grip. 3 grips here. Again. So now we'll do it with 2 clubs. So feet not too far apart. We'll swing up. So 1, palm forward, palm back. 3, 4, 5, circle. Now you'll notice here that we're ending up pretty high, but that's good because from this position here, now we're going to go into the back position here. Back extension, flick up, straighten the shoulders and the back, and then down again. Now, just to clarify what happens at this point from the front view, watch the elbows themselves because the elbows have to get out of the way for the clubs to come up into this position before they go into the back, up to the top, swing through. And again. They don't quite touch, but they come close.
Practice exercise number 3 in the follow along video number 3.
Okay, exercise 4, again we're building on it, building the difficulty and in the same motion basically of swinging the clubs from down to the feet up to the top. We're actually adding in more hand changes. And this is the next one. So going slowly through it now. So we're starting the same way with the swings, palms back, palms forward, inward rotation up to this position here, over to the back. Now from here, with the flick which we've been doing up to now, we're actually going to do a forward roll. So up to there, down, inward roll, back, forward roll. 1. I'm just going to show you that from the front view. Same thing, so we're going to start again from here. Arms forward, back, forward, back. So, just to make sure that we're focusing, the third finger when it needs to be has to be in the crease of the grip and the ball. The ring grip is relying on this upper section here. So there's before the actual palm section. So the ring grip is rotating here. And it doesn't matter whether the rotation's here or whether the rotation's there. So, and what we're doing, just as a matter of interest, is, if you think about it, we're making the pivot point of the club actually at that point there. So we're actually shortening the club. So, just for example's sake, with the Sabre grip, the club is at its longest because it's pivoting from the shoulder. Okay. Now if we go from here, and we're going to do a ring grip, we're pivoting from basically the thumb and the forefinger.
Practice exercise number 4 in the follow along video number 4.
So exercise 5. Exercise 5 is basically the same as 4, but we're going to start messing around with the pivot points of the club. Do you remember on the last exercise, exercise 4, I was showing you this point here as the pivot point for the ring grip. Now we're going to move the pivot point to here. And this is how it happens. It happens on the downward stroke. So we're here in the Sabre grip. And now we're going to basically drop, as we drop the club very, very slowly, slow motion, and as the club comes down now, about here, I'm dropping the club and grabbing it by the ball. So there it is there. So my ring grip is already in that position, ready to do a rotation. So the club comes back, bending the knees, rotates here, and now I have to throw the club and catch it into the hammer grip before it goes over my shoulder. Ring grip, a tight pivot, and then the extended pivot. Now the throw that happens from here, so here, you literally catch the club there. So you just let it go for a second and let it move down in your hand. So here we go. 1, catch, whoops, mistake. Catch. So long pivot, short pivot, long pivot, short pivot. Okay. I hope you can understand that. Maybe I'll do the same from here so that you can see one hand, and I'll try and zoom in on it. Okay. So we're coming down from the upper position. This is where you have to start mentally preparing yourself for it. So Sabre grip, it's dropping down, pivoting on the ball, catching it here, club goes over the shoulder, short pivot here at that point. As we're going down now, lengthen the club, long pivot, catch, short pivot, long, catch, short, long, catch, and short. Okay? Right, so now I'll record a 10 repetition session using 2 clubs.
Practice exercise number 5 in the follow along video number 5.
Okay. And now we're going to put some of that warm up into use with heart-shaped swings. And I'd just like to remind you, and I'll do it one-handed first, the basic principles of a heart-shaped swing. A heart-shaped swing is a combination of a full circle and a back circle. Full circle, back circle. Now, to my way of thinking, you should be using the grip changes all the time. You probably already do to a certain extent, but be more conscious of it. So let's just start. From the starting position, we go into the wide position. Sabre grip. Now the Sabre grip continues all the way through here in the large circle until the arm comes to the bottom, and then we're transferring the pivot point from the shoulder to the elbow, the club is slowing down at this stage. Still Sabre. Up to this position, 45 degrees, then we have a flick. Hammer grip. Goes over the shoulder, elbow lifts up here, facing forward, and out. Hammer grip, hammer grip, hammer grip. Sabre. So watch at speed now. Try and do it slowly. So now, let's add in a ring grip. And the way that we can do a ring grip is in this position here, where we go out on an outstretched arm, ring grip. Ring grip here. So what I'm doing here is, I'm dropping the club away from the body, grabbing hold of it with my thumb and forefinger, and then pulling it up with my third finger. The other finger's in my hand. So now we can do 1, 2, 1, 2. So now the heart-shaped swing with 2 clubs. Same thing, back circle and front circle first. Sabre, Sabre, hammer, Sabre, hammer, Sabre, hammer. Three circles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Something for you to think about in practice, basically. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and basically thank you very much for buying these clubs. I've put a lot of work into them, and it's really nice to see people start using them. So all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.